What's up, YouTube? This is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I am back with part 3 of my Boston Comic Con pickups that I got in my haul. Had a great time there. Got to get some really good books, and this is the last of the books that I picked up while I was there. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm just going to get directly right into it. And so we're going to start off with, we have here Daredevil number 180. This is part of the Frank Miller run, the Elektra series. I was really happy to pick this up. Got it for, I think this is a day one purchase, so I think I did pay actually $15 for this. Just a cool book to have. Kind of bridges the gap in that run, so I'm definitely happy to pick that up. Next we have Daredevil number 182, and this is the issue after Elektra has killed. This is always a cover I wanted to get. I never actually got a chance to buy it. I remember, being younger, this book used to always be expensive. Always used to be out of my reach as a kid. And, just kind of, I guess in a way, I'm glad I didn't pick it up back then, because I would have just known that Elektra was dead by the tombstone, but I didn't know the story. And now that I picked up, a lot of different issues having to do with the story, I'm actually glad that I have it now more than what I would have had then. So I'm glad that I was able to pick this up. And this came out of a $5 box, so that was pretty cool. That's the one thing that you can say about Comic Cons. It's just like, you go in, you check things out, and next thing you know, every once in a while, they're just happy to, go ahead and throw a deal at you just because they don't want to take all those books home. So, to the victor goes the spoils, man. That's why I say, digging through some bins and just, if you have the chance to go to Comic-Con, it's a lot better to go all 3 days if you're looking to buy books, because, Saturday you'll find some deals, and absolutely Sunday you will find deals. They are looking to just, you got to figure they brought all those long boxes. Some places, some of the smaller places, they bought all those long boxes, and they don't want to lug them all the way out, so they're just like, we'll just give you half off. Some places are willing to just drop this, really slash prices like crazy, and I'll show you a really good deal that I got that, regardless of, you'll see when I get to it, trust me. It's a great deal for the book that it is, and just, I couldn't pass it up when I got to hearing what was coming out, what the price was. So, moving on, we have Daredevil issue number 186, continuing on with that Frank Miller run. And this is after Elektra has, been dead and gone. But, still something cool. It's still a great run to pick up. So I'm just going to continue that until I have, hopefully all of them. I would love to be able to pick up 158 on through down. And, get the first appearance of Elektra and all the rest of that type of stuff. But, it's all in due time. You know what I mean? It is a relay race, not a sprint. So, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, got plenty of time to pick it up. So, at some point, I will have those books. Next up, we have number 187. And I like this cover. Just because of how, it's just all that open space, and then just the, stop it, please stop it, He's in torment. He's in pain. And, it's definitely a cool book to have because, that cover just makes me want to read what's in there. Going forward, we have, this is number 197. And this is the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike as Akio. And what happens is that, so that's her right there. She's going to end up becoming Lady Deathstrike. I showed you the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike, which was Alpha Flight number 33. And it's kind of funny because, you wouldn't expect, like, she's a character that came out and, obviously, I haven't read this issue, but obviously in the issue of Daredevil, you wouldn't expect her to have more of a, more of a big role than what she has. But, she becomes Lady Deathstrike, and it's just one of those things where it's kind of weird. And actually, another character, and I will end up showing this book at some point because I have it on its way. But there's another character that kind of, went the way of the X-Men, but started out in Daredevil. And it's, strange to see how a couple of X-Men characters, villains and stuff like that, and sometimes, just basically the X-Men villains started out in some other books. So, like if you look at Sabretooth, started out in Iron Fist, he wasn't the X-Men villain until the 80s, which is, definitely something that's kind of strange when you think about it, but, It's always good. Like I said, you always got to look for the first appearances. Not that she's going to be ripping down, crazy prices, but it's just fun to have and say, like, I got the first appearance of this chick. So, all right. So we're going to keep going forward here. We have Marvel Premiere number 21. And I'm, really been trying to snatch up a bunch of these early Iron Fist appearances. With the show coming out, you never know what's going to be, the next hot book with him and everything like that. So just good to have. And he's a cool character, so I'm, happy to be able to pick his stuff up. Then we have number 22. So, and I don't quote me on this because I don't fully know, but I think this may be, it's either this or it's either 21 or 22 or maybe even number 20. I think is the first appearance of Colleen Wing. So definitely something to be picking up, definitely something to, just look into. Moving on, we have issue number 24. And I want to say that his last appearance in Marvel Premiere was 25. So, either way, it's just like he appeared in his first appearance is Marvel Premiere 15. So I have, pretty much his first, a bunch of appearances within his first 10, which is awesome. This is a book I got for half off, and I was really excited to get it. This is Iron Fist number 15, and this is the first meeting between him and the X-Men. And just this really beautiful art. Like, this is John Byrne art, so it's just like, I couldn't say no. When I saw it, it was a Friday purchase, and, I was just like, absolutely right in with that. Next, we have a book that I actually was looking to get for a while, but I never had the chance to. I just kind of, forgot about it, but I heard the story, and I really always just wanted to get it, and I was so happy to find it. And it is Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect, number 1 and number 2. And I was able to pick up both these books for $15. They came in one basically packaged together like this, and I was just like, absolutely, $15, can't go wrong. So, and they're in really, really good shape. So, if you haven't picked up this book, it's a very nice book. The art is done by George Perez. And it's just a really cool Hulk story. Like, you get to see Hulk go from being, Bruce Banner, the regular Hulk that and then you see it's the first appearance of Maestro, however you want to say it, who is the evil Bruce Banner, who pretty much, Future Imperfect. If you read the Secret War tie-in, that he was involved in, it's like, he basically just goes nuts and just tears everybody apart. And he's got this big trophy room of basically everybody's like stuff. He's got Spider-Man's web shooters, he's got Wolverine's skeleton, he's got Silver Surfer's board, Thor's hammer, Professor X's chair, what else? He's got Captain America's shield. I mean, he's got just about everything having to do with the Marvel Universe. Like, he just killed everybody, took their stuff and made it into this big museum. And the coolest part about it, one of the really cool things is Rick Jones ends up being, basically like the curator of the museum. So he's just kind of like this husk of a man. He's just like hanging out in Professor X's chair. It's pretty funny. I liked it. Moving forward, I picked this up for half off, which is a really good Sunday deal. And this is Uncanny X-Men number 267. This is the second appearance of Gambit. As we all know, 266 is the first appearance. So, I mean, when in doubt, if you can't find the first, pick up this, second. So, definitely happy to have that. And this one I also picked up in a $5 bin, which, I mean, I can't go wrong with this. This was awesome. And it is Adventure in the Fair, number 10. And this is the first appearance of Man-Thing. Or his first, it might not be the first appearance, it's his first solo story, though. And so it was just, I saw this and I had to get it. And it's not in horrible shape, actually. It's actually in very good shape, as far as I can tell. There is a little bit of writing on the M. And then if you look down in the corners, you see a little crease there, a little color breaker. And then more color breaking on that corner as well. But everything else looks pretty good. And all things considered, this is actually a pretty decent shaped book. And so it's definitely something that I was happy to pick up because, I find myself now, liking a lot more of the horror titles, and there's a couple of runs I want to go on and get if I have the opportunity. So Man-Thing is one of them. The other would be Werewolf by Night, and you know, I definitely want to try to start picking those up, and I think some of the Man-Wolf, if he has some stuff. But you know, just those kind of different comics, just a different perspective, different take on Marvel Universe, because it all, I mean, superhero books are awesome, and that's the majority of my collection, but it is cool to have some of these other, you know, titles that kind of give you something different to read, where it's just like, you know what, I'm not really in a superhero mood, let me read about, you know, a werewolf or a vampire or something like that, you know. But moving on, this was a book I was able to pick up for $20, and I was actually really happy to get it for that, and it is New Mutants Annual number 2, and this is the first appearance of Psylocke. You know, there's a picture, or this is the first appearance of Betsy Braddock as Psylocke. If you look up Captain Britain number 8, that's the first actual appearance of Betsy Braddock, so that's technically her first appearance. But as Psylocke, it is New Mutants number 2. So for $20, I was just like, I'm gonna get this book. I have no problem with this. And then this leads me to the final book in my haul, which you know, it's a really cool book to own, and I'm really happy I got it. And you know, this is the story I was telling you earlier. So this book, and you know, a lot of people are gonna, you know, look at it and say, well, when you consider this, that, and the third, like, it might not be all that great of a deal, but I think it's an awesome deal no matter what. And so this is on Sunday. There was a guy, same show, The Drunk Draw, and I've mentioned it in my last video and everything. And so on Sunday, he was just like, anything $9 and below is $1. So I was flipping through, and I came across this book, and I was just like, this is included in that, right? He's like, it's under $9, it's $1. Okay. So I ended up picking up Incredible Hulk Annual number 5, and this is the second appearance of this guy right here, Groot. Now, before, you know, I get any sort of like, oh my god, look at that book. Yeah, this book has definitely seen its share of, you know, it's been heavily read. It is pretty, I would have to say, honestly, this is probably about a 3.0. I mean, there's a reason he was selling it for $7 in the beginning of the con, and, you know, he was happy to pop with it for $1. It's not completely destroyed. It's just, you know, definitely been read a lot, definitely, you know, been enjoyed over the years. So, you know, it's, like I said, kind of like with that Fantastic Four book, not a book that I'm, in my last video, you know, the 118, you know, it's not a book that I'm going to sit there and think, oh, I'm staking my retirement on this. Absolutely not. It's just something I want to be able to have and say, you know what, get the second appearance of Groot, really cool book, you know, happy to have it. It's really beat up, but it's in my collection. So that is, you know, kind of one of the things that, you know, as a collector, I think that sometimes, of course, we all look at, you know, it's great to hear that books are worth money. You know, everybody gets really excited. It's like, oh, my book is worth money. Cool. It's going up in value. Awesome. You know, it's definitely something that everybody, you know, wants to hear. But then again, you know, as a, you know, as a collector, it's like, there's certain points where it's just like, you know, it's just cool to have certain books because of what they are. Not so much for what they're worth, but what they are. And so this is one of the ones where I was just like, you know what, it's $1. I'm going to pick it up for what it is. So for that, I was really excited and really happy to get it. And, you know, I'm really excited for every single book that I picked up. Regardless of the condition, regardless of, you know, whether it's a huge key or if it's just, you know, a book that I'm putting together a run with, I was just happy to be able to pick up these books and put them in my collection. So I had a great time picking them up. I, you know, definitely got a really good stack of books. And so I'm going to have some fun enjoying reading them, enjoying, you know, displaying them in my collection and just having them here. So, you know, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get going with this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed all 3 parts of my video. You know, I'm looking forward to next year's Comic-Con. I'm hoping to be able to maybe hit up a couple more conventions before the year is out. We'll see what happens with that. There's Rhode Island Comic-Con, and then there's another smaller local con later on in the year. So I'll have to see what I can do. But with that, like I said, I'm just going to get going. So I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think. You know, throw me a comment. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If this is your first video, go back and check out the other 2 parts of this because you know, got some pretty cool books, and it's, you know, worth it to give it a check. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Check me out. I got some pretty cool stuff going on. But with that, thank you very much for watching. As always, happy collecting. This is Buckshot 33, aka Boston Chris. I'm out.